Every lead is important to a business, but some businesses lose these leads because they do not have a good system that reroutes this lead into their CRM. They do the manual copy and paste, which is very, very inefficient and makes you waste time. And sometimes you even forget to copy some of these leads. So I'm going to show you a simple system that you can set up this evening while drinking your coffee, which is very simple and very easy to set up for yourself so that you can use this to capture all of your leads into a centralized CRM for yourself and your team. So let's just go straight into it. So for this, you would need a form or whatever you use to collect your leads from your website. So for this case, I'm going to use this sample website that I have here. To get into this, first off, you have to have maybe your website or wherever you get your leads from, and secondly your form. So for this example, I will be using Google Forms. So let's just simply go and create a Google form. We are going to create the Google form. So it's a blank form. So what do we call it? Maybe like, depends on what business you do. Okay, let's say I run an automation agency, and what I'm trying to do is, get them to work, try to book a meeting, not like try to get a meeting, but like get their details and then get their availability in case I want to book a meeting with them. So what are the details I will need for this form? I might need like your name, first name, last name, and your Gmail or your email address. And I might need your availability, like what time would you be looking to have a meeting. So those are the basic things that I'm going to have in this, but feel free to expand this to whatever you want. So I have first name and I have last name and I have email and I have what time are you available. So this I'm going to put to time and date, and the email is going to be a short answer. This one's a short answer, so I call this lead capture. That's what I will call the form, lead capture. And that's it. So the next thing you want to do is publish this, and you want to copy the link here and embed it on your website. So for this I'm using a demo website which is hosted by Millerite, so that's why you are going to see this page. But what I will just do is come here, but it applies the same thing like for WordPress website, Wix, whatever you use your website to just embed the form in here. So here is the link, so you change this to this, so that's it. So it's going to open it in a new tab, but if you wanted to just whatever works, right? So you save that and that is saved. So on this preview in embedded. So the next thing you want to do now is go to make.com. We are going to be building the automation on make.com. So go to make, create scenario. Make.com is free to sign up, by the way, so just sign up for free. You don't need a paid subscription for this setup. So the next thing that you want is to do the Google form. So that is going to be your trigger. So you want to watch for responses every time someone fills that form. So what's a form ID? Let's go back here and get a form ID. This to this is a form ID. You can see what I have highlighted there. That's a form ID. So you put it here and it searches for the form. So the name is the capture. I have to refresh this, search for this. There is something. Oh, yeah, that's not the name of it. So this is the name. So I have to change this, refresh this, and I think it has saved. So let's go back and look for it now. I should be able to see it. Mm, yeah, so I've seen it. That's why it's not throwing up that issue again. If it didn't find that, it would have thrown up that. But always ensure to create a connection like you do here. So to create a connection, just do add and sign in with Google, and that's all you need to create a connection before you add the form ID, and you just click save. And you choose when you want to start. If you want it to do all from the ones that have been filled before now. So for the sake of, because maybe this form is new, I would say all. But if your form is not new and you already have like responses there, I wouldn't advise you do all. I would advise you do from now on, because you've probably taken care of the other people that filled, or other leads that filled the form before now. So there is no need for them to be in this automation. So you just pick them from now on. But in this case, the form is new, so we don't have any responses yet. So picking all will not change anything. So let's just pick all. So that is the first step. So we don't have any what's it called? Any responses here, so we can't really test this, but let's just proceed to this next step. And the next step will be your CRM. So what you are trying to achieve is every time someone fills your form, they're instantly uploaded on your CRM, so you can go in and follow up with them through your CRM, so that way everything will be centralized in one place. All your communications and everything with your customers will be in your CRM. So depending on what kind of CRM you use, you can just do the connection here. But for this example, I will use HubSpot. So we'll search for HubSpot module here. So that is what you want to do. So you want to be create or update a contact, not just create a contact, because that sometimes that someone has already filled the form, and then maybe the person did not proceed to buying from you that time, or patronizing you or using your service at that time. So the person returns with the, okay, I already know, this is the process that they usually, just assess their leads and qualify their leads. So let me fill the form all over again. So the person's contact already exists in the CRM. Right, so if you pick create a contact every time this runs, it means that if the contact already exists, it's not going to create that contact, so it's going to throw up an error, and meaning that the automation will not run. So it's just to be on the safe side. So just to be on the safe side, it's better you use create or update, so that way this contact already exists in the CRM. It's just going to update instead of creating a new one, because there is no CRM that's going to have like duplicate contact. So if the contact already exists, it's not going to create another one. So it's just safe that you pick the create or update contact. So that's what we will pick. So go ahead and establish your connection. Just do add, and to direct you to your CRM, and you just create the connection and you go on. So for my case, it already exists. So that's what I am just going to do. So for this view method, you can do like all fields, so that you'll be able to update them. Switch. So let's just find the things we are trying to create. So this is first name, and this is last name. And you just do save here. So that has gone through. So the next thing you want is okay, sometimes whenever a lead fills a form like this, you might not be around, or you might not be aware, you might not know. So it's good to have like a centralized notification system where you and your team can be notified every time someone fills this form. So for the notification, I would use Slack, but you can use anything that works for you. Say WhatsApp, say any other channel, basically Teams or whatever channel that your team use for communication. So this is what you would have to connect, so that every time this form is filled and the HubSpot CRM is updated, your team and yourself will be notified. So for that, I will use Slack. You can even use Telegram, whatever works for you. So for this example, I'll use Slack. So what are we going to do? We are going to send a message. So to create a connection, just simply add and then pick your connection type, and then it just redirects you to send into your Slack. And once you send into your Slack, you can just, proceed with that. So I already have my own connection. So the next thing you want to do is pick the channel name. So to me, I always just like to select from the list because it's going to pull up all there. So this is my channel. So of course, you and your team people have like a centralized channel. So it's good that you choose that to be where the message will be coming in. So in here, you can say follow up on whatever message you prefer. There is a new lead or so person just filled the form, whatever. So follow up on, you can pick the person's first name just so you will not be, your team or yourself will not be confused. So you're trying to find the person's first name here. So save this, and always remember to save your, don't be like me, always remember to save your scenarios as you work, sorry, your modules as you do. Just save the entire scenario. Anytime you put in a module, save the scenario, put in a module, save the scenario, because if not, you are going to lose this work if for some reason you probably, maybe your system shuts down or something. You're going to lose everything you have done. So it's better you just save it to be on the safe side. So now that this is set up and saved, what you want to do, let's test it out. So how do we test it out? We go to our website. So here is our website. So do this. What's the first name? So Joe. What's the last name? Comfort. I don't think this will. Okay, let me get another email, because if I don't put another email, I doubt if it will work, because I already have my email on that, on the CRM. So what is my available time? Let's say third, or what's 2026. Let's just use the 5 though. So we submit this, right? So once that is done, you can run this. Oh my, what did it say? Invalid email name. Okay, let's change the mappings that we did. Let's look at the mapping. Don't stress me though. Hmm, I think I fixed the wrong thing now. And now this is something I like. I've noticed once or twice with what's it called? Connecting a Google form directly. It gets harder to retrieve the data in there. But if this does not work, we're going to have to switch this to a sheet. I will show you how to do that. But for them, let's try to run this again. It just always makes a mess every time. Okay. So what are we going to do? We have to switch this to a Google Sheet, which is going to be the Google Sheet that gets updated every time the Google form is filled. So let me show you how that happens. So what you do is come here to these responses, link to sheet. So that sheet is going to be directly linked to the Google Forms. So you can either create a new sheet or you can add to an existing one. A spreadsheet, I mean, you can create like a completely new spreadsheet, or you add to an existing spreadsheet. So it's going to be a sheet inside of that spreadsheet. I think you should know the difference. So let me just add to an existing one so that you understand, see what I mean. I think I want to add it here. So let me set it here. So this is rename this to lead capture demo. So once that is done, just come back here and delete this module, replace this with Google Sheet. So of course, establish your connection and choose your spreadsheet here. It's going to so what was let's automate something. Yeah, so this, and the sheet name is lead capture demo, and you want to run one. Limit could be one or whatever works. So of course you can do this or choose all and save this. So run this once, let it pull up the data. So it has pulled this up. So now that's what you're going to use to update this. This always works every time, so but yeah. So we are looking for first name and what's it called? Last name. Yeah, so first name and then last name. So you save this and save this. And so you run this once. So let's submit another response so that it could run that Thor. I don't know that is Thor men. So let's say mena Thor at gmail.com. So do this and submit it. So we come here and run this once. Yeah, so it just run perfectly. We sign into our Slack. Okay, so if you come here now, you go to your channel, you're going to see follow up on Mena. That's the person's last name. So that automation works perfectly, and this will really help you keep all of your leads in a centralized system without having to copy and paste. And as you can see, this is very simple. You can just set it up in the evening while you are even preparing dinner, but it's going to save you time in the long run because you're no longer going to be doing copy and pasting. And every time a lead comes in, you and your team will know that that happened, so you can easily go follow up on it. So there will be no issue of, oh, I didn't know a lead came in, I didn't know a lead came in. So I hope this helps you, and I hope that you will go set this up for your business, and see you in my next video. Thanks.